to start off, right? We're just working, all I want you guys doing initially is working for a particular grip that we're gonna play with. So all I'm looking to do is connect the palm of my hands to the back of his hands, and it's my middle finger that's looking to get control, like right below his thumb, so I have control of his hands, right? I don't need like big grips, any of this. I don't need to grab him tight. I'm just connecting to him. And he's gonna move around and I'm just working on moving with him, right? So I can stay with him as he goes. He might make big circles, then I might have to disconnect for a second and reconnect, right? So we're just playing with this initially, just getting the control and playing with it, right? And do a little while and then switch and the other person goes, and we'll get started with that, and then we're gonna play off of that with different ideas of like what they're going to do to get rid of that grip and then how we're gonna counter those things, right? Let's do it, 3, 2, 1. He's gonna move his hand out, right? But before we even get to that, once, and think about this from all positions in jiu-jitsu. Once I get my grips, I wanna cut an angle. I don't wanna get my grips and stand right in front of it. Right? Like, I might be able to get my double unders, but that's really about all I have because all my angles are off, right? I want to start creating angles that are going to put me in a position that's more, of an advantage for me and puts him in more of a compromised position. So once I get this, I'm going to pick a side and I'm going to start making him move to that side, right? I'm already here. So now he has a choice. The main arm I'm now worried about is this one that's closest to me, not so much this one. So if he keeps his hand out here, right, now I can start looking to duck under and making my way through. I can also come right into my single leg. He brings that hand up and in to try to break. Now I can pass through to the back, right, and hit that. So I'm just looking to make this angle to make him make a response. Does that make sense? All right, so I'm just coming in, getting this control. You can pick whichever side you want. It doesn't have to be, that same side, right? Like I'm just making that angle. He will, if he understands what's going on, he'll try to square back up with me. If not, then I find my way, through to the back, to our entries, everything like that. But again, I'm making my connection and I'm cutting an angle right away. And then I'm playing off his reaction. He keeps it down and out. I can look for duck unders, single legs, right? He brings it up and in. I can look for arm drags, everything like that. Make sense? Let's play with it. 3, 2, 1. Get better control, right? Just having his hands isn't good enough. I'm not gonna be able to do anything with this. Right? I gotta get to better control. I'm trying to climb him, right? I gotta get past his hands to get to his elbow, to get to his shoulder, right? Or I gotta get past his arms to get to his legs, right? That's what I'm using this for. I'm trying to get to those controls. So I'm either looking to get shoulder controls, head and arm, double unders, something here, right? Or I'm looking to get to, leg control, right? We're trying to get to these, different spots. I might hit an arm drag, but that's still, I'm getting to shoulder control, right? The concept is I have to get past his hands to get inside and start making my way to his shoulders. I gotta get past his hands to get to his legs, right? He's not gonna let me just walk in and go double unders, right? So now I'm making him make that decision. What's he gonna do? He hesitates, I have double unders immediately. Right? So if I come in and now we're playing, right? Now we're starting to play off of this, right? For right now, don't reach across for this. We'll talk about this in a minute. This person, just stick with, these movements until we get this down a little better, right? But this is the game. I'm just moving and we're playing, right? I'm just taking whatever he gives me. Right, so we're working on those reactions. I want to feel him. Yep, you did it again. Sorry. That's all right. We'll get to that, right? So, but this is where we're all leading is I'm just waiting. And I'm waiting for him to make his reaction. And his reaction gives me that moment to climb further up, right? If he hesitates, I'm already there, double unders. He's got to make a move. So he makes the move, then we're working our way in, you know. So he brings the hand up. No, this one. Well, that gives me under, let's go the other way. Oh. Yes, right? I got single legs, you know, I got arm drags, right? Like all of this shows up. He squares up to me, and I'm dragging the other way, right? Like these are all off the reaction of getting the control, cutting the angle. Just play with it. Quit thinking so much and see what's opening up. Underhooks, overhooks, arm drags. But my goal is to get to shoulder control or leg control. That's my ultimate goal, right? Is that's where I'm trying to get to then get my pass, get my takedown, get my controls, right? All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. You know, if he pulls out, we can move in. He pulls up, we can move down, right? We've got all these options. Well, now the other options he has is he can reach across to peel my grips off, right? So when he reaches across, whichever side he reaches across with, I'm just disconnecting and I'm capturing his elbow, right? That's all I'm worried about here. Now I just make the turn. See how he's hanging on? This gives me a rush in. At some point he's gonna realize hanging on is dumb, and then that gives me a reverse Kimura. All right? So again, we're here, he reaches across. All I'm doing is catching elbow, pulling out. When he disconnects, I come to my, you know, my reverse Kimura. Right, and we're here. Sometimes as I come out, I can make the switch and I can get the full Russian, right? So if we start, he reaches across and I catch here, I come out. When he disconnects, I can grab the wrist and I can keep my Russian, right? And I'm here, then I can move to his back or wherever. But if I'm not worried about this when he's holding my wrist, because I'm either gonna get the Russian or I'm gonna get the reverse Kimura when he lets go, you know, so I really don't care, right? The important thing is capturing the elbow, right? So that's when he reaches across, right? The other thing he can do is he can bring his leg up to peel my foot up, or my hand off of his arm. And we take the leg, right? So when I'm here, and he brings the leg up, now I've got my single leg, now I've got my takedowns from here, right? So now we're in this situation where we have all these different options based on what he does. I can get my underhooks, he comes up, we shoot down, he reaches across, I capture the elbow, he peels with the leg, I take the leg. Make sense? All right? So let's play with just the reach across and the peel with the leg first, get some reps of that, and then add in the other ones and start playing back and forth for a few minutes. And then once it looks like we got that down, then we're gonna start going live, see if you can put it together when it matters, right? Let's do it, 3, 2, 1. Back and forth for those grips, and then yeah, working on all this stuff. What ultimately I want you trying to do is to get to double unders or get to his back, you know, and get control. Right? That's all we're going to get to. We're not going to worry about getting the full takedown right now. Right? Get to those spots. So even if like he goes to peel with the leg, and I catch a single leg, I can use your single leg to take the back. Alright? You can work your way to the back control or to double unders in front. You know, if I come in and he doesn't do anything, like I got double unders. Alright? Yeah, so we're working to those controls. With those two controls, it's going to be pretty easy for me to get takedowns. It's going to be pretty hard for him to stop takedowns. Right? So we're going to work to those two spots, and fight playing off of this. I know there's collar ties and all this stuff here too. Right now, try to just keep working back to these controls and play with these controls and see what you can get. All right? See what shows up. There's no wrong answers here, as long as we get to double unders or we get to the back. All right? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Like as soon as I get the grip, I start lowering my level. Yeah. Right? So now if I want the leg, it's right there. Right? Yeah. A lot of times you guys are getting that and you're just standing up.
So I'm probably trying to get it from up there.
Yeah, so once I get to that, I want to hang on him and start lowering my level and make him carry some weight Right? And then,
You're pulling down on his wrist.
right? I'm gonna put some tension into him so it forces the reaction, right? Because the normal reaction immediately when I start to do this is he wants to pull out of it, right? You know, and because I've already cut my angle, it's easy to go right to the leg. If I'm still standing in front of him and he pulls it out, like I gotta still shoot deep to go get a leg, right? But if I cut the angle, it's right there, right?
Yeah.
So that's why like I get control and then I start cutting angles. You know, because once I cut that angle, now I have all these options. I've got underhook, leg, I can come back across, right? And all these options start opening up. And his only real option, you know, at this point is he can try to like go hip toss or, yeah. And so I'm ready to block that, or he's gonna try to square up to me. And when he squares up, I arm drag. Right? So as soon as I can get control, I'm cutting angles and I'm hanging on him to make him make a reaction. And then that starts setting everything up. Right? Cool. Other questions? No? So we'll keep playing with this and, you know, keep doing stand-up games. You know, we'll play with different controls and stuff. You know, but it starts to get you thinking in the terms, because it's the same with like guard passing. It's like I get past his feet and past his knees to get to his hips. Right? Same here. If I want control of his shoulders, I gotta get past his hands and his elbows to get to his shoulders, to get chest to chest and control him here. Right? So it's the same idea as guard passing. I'm just getting, you know, and this is where, like butterfly guard. If I just try to pass him by walking straight into him, it's going to be hard to pass his guard. It gives him too many options. All right? So as I start to pass, I'm cutting angles. So that starts to open things up, right? You know, so I'm connecting, creating an angle, playing off the reaction, right? You know, because he can't, same with, you know, with guard passing, like I connect and cut an angle, he has to turn to square back up to me or I'm going to pass. So now I have my options to go around or step in and take the center depending on what he does and start my guard passing, right? But if I just walk right into him, even if I get controls, like he still has so many options of stuff he can do to me. But the moment I start connecting, creating an angle, look what he has to do. Right? You know, so it starts to set all this stuff up. He has to square back up to me or he has to fall to his side. Right? And now we're passing this. You know, wherever we need to go from there. But the whole idea is I'm connecting, creating an angle, and working to get past his feet, past his knees to his hips, or when we're standing, I'm looking to get past his hands, past his elbows to his shoulders. Getting those controls so I can hit my takedowns. Right? Sweet. Anything else?